Welcome, and today we're going to be talking about the environment, more specifically charity organizations, companies, and websites that you can use in your everyday life or donate to that will help the environment immensely and thus the whole world. Let's get started. The first one I'm going to talk about is the most simple. It's just a very simple website that you may have heard of. It's called Blackle. It's relatively old, actually, and it is basically a Google search. That is all it is. The only difference is that the pixels around it are not white, and instead they are black. So if we Google something, for example, environment, it will pull up same Google searches, same ads, same everything. It's just the only difference is the background's black instead of white. This saves a tiny fraction of a bit of energy from not displaying a white pixel because a black pixel takes less energy to display, and thus if you're doing tons of Googling and you're always leaving your computer monitor on by accident, this is the perfect thing to save yourself a little bit of money every month, as well as help save the environment. Number 2, Ecosia or Ecosia, or however you want to pronounce it. This website is much cooler. This specifically donates ad revenue to planting trees in the rainforest in Brazil. So far, they've just reached the 1 million trees mark, where they've planted over 1 million trees with their funding. If we go ahead and search something, environment, for example, you'll see that there are ads on the right. These are standard in every Google search. If you want to use Ecosia's search engine, you can. You can also just use Google's search engine, and it'll function the same way. This basically allows you to get the same exact search results. It's just you also get the ad revenue, which is going to Ecosia. What does Ecosia do with the revenue? Well, it donates it. They currently have over 2 million active users. They earn about 5 cents per search, and users do about 720,000 searches per day. And because it costs $1 to plant a tree in Brazil, they've currently planted over 1 million trees. It's in one new tree every 56 seconds. It even tells you how many trees you've contributed to currently. It is not necessarily the tree that you have planted entirely on your own, but ones that you have contributed into helping plant. They have donated over $3.4 million for the environment. I believe they donate about 80% of their profits. The rest just goes to small minimal fees of running the website as well as paying some of the people who may be involved. You can just set it up into Chrome and it works perfectly integrated. It is an excellent website and it donates pretty much exclusively to the Nature Conservancy in order to use that, goes through that, and then plants trees in Brazil. So it is all checked out. It's full transparency. They prove everything. You can see everything that they do. You can learn about everything that they donate. They donate over 80%, and it is all around amazing. So definitely go check it out. The next 3 we're going to be talking about are going to be charity organizations that you have to donate yourself to. So, for example, you have to actually put in your credit card and say, I give $5. That does not make them any less or more important. It just means that you can actually give straight money and you will say give $5 instead of spending an hour searching, and then you'll have worked up a cumulative $5 that companies pay something like Ecosia. So here, it is just very simple. This is earthwatch.org. This is highly rated, and it basically takes your money, and you can say, I want to donate to this, or I want to donate towards this cause. And it is very simple and very easy to set up, and that's why I'm showcasing it here, because it is just very easy to do. The next one is very famous. It is called water.org. You may have heard of it. It is very, very famous. It's publicized by YouTubers and news sites and everywhere, and it is probably the #1 fundraising source for fresh water in other countries, as well as in areas where there suddenly may be natural disasters. It is very, very well run. Most of the money ends up going to actually spending on the products and getting water there instead of management fees or other things that lesser well-run charities may hit you up on. This is an important issue. This is one of the most fundamental things necessary for life: food, water, and shelter. And this is getting that main first step. Earthworks is the last one I'm going to be looking at. Earthworks is slightly different than the other 2 that we looked at for donating money, because its money does not go towards giving people clean water or providing shelter or something like that. It instead goes towards educating of the general populace and lobbying Congress, mostly educating. Basically, it provides people with information about this kind of stuff. It gives cited, well-sourced information. It provides this information to the public. It gets this information out there. And this is most important because in a day and age like this, where this should be our number one priority, according to a lot of scientists, many people still believe a lot of this doesn't exist, or conveniently say they don't believe it, maybe just for the benefit of their pockets. It is very important for you to understand the problems, the implications, because if you're just blatantly saying, I support helping the environment, oil fracking is bad, save energy, you're not going to know what that actually means, what the implications are, and thus it's no better really than actually doing nothing at all. So it's best to be educated about issues that you're enforcing first. So this is educating people, saying, look, there's overwhelming scientific evidence. This is something that we have more evidence for than most other things. Over 98% of scientists support the fact that humans are almost the sole cause of global warming. However, only 80-something% of scientists believe there's a direct link between cigarettes and lung cancer. You may think one is more obvious than the other, one may be less obvious than another, but the fact is almost 100% of scientists are in agreement. We need to help the environment, and quickly. So go ahead, open up your pockets, open up your wallets, or simply just pop onto a simple web search and go ahead and do some Googling about funny little cat gifs for about 3 hours. But the fact is, we need to get moving, and quickly. Thank you so much for watching.